friends, welcome in. Thank you for being here. This is going to be a general reading for everyone, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. I'm going to start the reading off just with some general energies, then we'll get some underlying energies to go a little deeper, and then at the end we'll get some advice. So if you're new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Helps me get the messages out to whoever needs to hear them, and then you'll get notified when I post new content. So let's get started. Let's just get some general energies to see what's going on that needs our attention. We get magic prayer, mountain, and coming to life. We got the mountain card yesterday, so this may be sort of a continuation from what we saw yesterday. I'll post a link so that you can check out that reading as well. So yeah, it seems like in the center, mountain was here on the left yesterday. Here it's in the center, so it's kind of moved along here in the cards. So you're obviously, still dealing with whatever this this challenge is, and maybe praying, seeking guidance from the divine, which was actually the advice yesterday, was to connect with the divine, allow the divine to be your guide, and then we get coming to life. So through this challenge, it does feel like it's bringing you to the next level of your evolution or expansion. There's a butterfly here, I'm noticing. So going through some sort of transformation, metamorphosis, and it looks almost like this figure was maybe a statue that's coming back to life here. So maybe something that hardened your heart is starting to fall away and allowing you to be opened back up and reinvigorated. And it seems this, through prayer, because she looks like she's coming back to life too. She's, all lit up and surrendered. So maybe needing to surrender a bit and just allow this transformation to happen. Yesterday we were talking about how this mountain card also talks about, being in a flow state and flowing around the mountain as opposed to climbing over it. And it seems like maybe that's, what's going on here. Let's get some cards to see what is underlying, and then it will also clarify as needed, so we can go a little deeper. Tell me about this magic prayer. What's underlying? It's a covenant, sacred contract. Mountain. Cosmic womb, the divine feminine. And coming to life. Beloved, radical acceptance. Okay. So yesterday we were talking about, opportunity to make higher level commitment to something, that sets your heart on fire. And seeing here this sacred contract, covenant, it seems like that the same energy is here in this reading. We also talked about, needing balance and the divine feminine being what was out of balance. So it does seem like, we're bringing more of the divine feminine energy in radical acceptance to me talks about surrender, which we talked about here. And the divine feminine, that energy is all about, soft and receiving and surrendered. That aspect of ourselves that doesn't do, it receives. So I mentioned here, something that is softening you or unhardening you and open you back up. So this is, possibly about opening your heart back up after a challenging situation that, really took its toll on you, and, sort of sinking into this divine feminine energy and allowing yourself to be softened and opened back up again. And this covenant or sacred contract can be any number of things. It can be about, divine partnerships, be they business, friends, romantic, your calling, whatever that may be. So I think getting in alignment with what is meant for you and allowing that to come to you and letting the divine, guide you and be your partner. And it's gonna bring you to a really good place. Let's just get some cards to clarify. Let's look at what the sacred contract is about. Tell me about this sacred contract. Knight of Pentacles, Five of Swords in reverse, Six of Pentacles, Ten of Wands in reverse. And so yesterday we had a card of slow and steady, and this really is the same energy as the Knight of Pentacles. So it seems like, maybe you're taking that guidance on and taking a slow and steady methodical approach, which is a very balanced way of doing things. And you'll notice, in this particular deck, these pentacles are, kind of trailing behind, and they're like being planted like seeds. So, planting seeds and taking a slow and steady approach and getting out of a place of mental confusion, mental chatter, quieting the mind, and regaining some balance. Could be specifically in the material world, with your finances, but doesn't have to be. It can just be about moving forward towards reciprocal situations, something that's balanced, and offloading, the burdens that you've been carrying. And beneath that, we get the Hierophant. So as we were talking about yesterday, it was the same card that I talked about, these higher level commitments. So here we are again with the covenant, sacred contract, and the Hierophant. So, this slow and steady approach, getting out of mental confusion, coming into balance, letting go of, the things that you've been carrying that no longer serve you, and, moving to this higher level of commitment, can be to yourself too. But, this is going to bring you a lot of joy. This person is, full of of just joy and happiness and peace. Letting go of the past. Letting go of, things from the past that no longer serve you. And it seems like it's moving you in a really beautiful direction. Let's take a look at this cosmic womb, the divine feminine. Tell me about this cosmic womb. Ace of Wands, the Magician, and the Emperor. Holy cow, and the Hierophant at the bottom. Yeah, so an opportunity for a passionate new beginning, something that you're passionate about. And I'm noticing that it's this passion, this fire is here at the third eye. So a very enlightened, spiritual passion, something that's sort of on a different frequency maybe than what you've experienced in the past. And with the Magician, that you've got all of the tools that you need to bring this in, whatever this is. With this Emperor here, and we're asking about the divine feminine, one, it's talking about balance of your divine feminine and divine masculine energies, but it could also be a divine counterpart, especially with the Hierophant here at the bottom, when we're talking about higher level commitment, and the Queen of Cups. And she is fully surrendered, which we talked about here. So I see beautiful things coming on your path here as you overcome this mountain. This is, what, by surrendering and allowing and getting in that flow state, opening up your heart, you're going to have this new inspiration or see something differently with a renewed passion and fire. And you're just going to magnetize to you everything that you desire and that you deserve, to be honest. And if that's a divine counterpart, amazing. If it's not about that, if it's just about, something that you're passionate about, I see that coming here. Let's go ahead and look at this beloved radical acceptance. What is needing radical acceptance here? Show me radical acceptance. Knight of Cups in reverse, Three of Wands in reverse, Four of Wands in reverse, Three of Cups in reverse. This card came up yesterday. We were talking about things from the past that didn't work out. And it seems like we're kind of getting a repeat message here about holding yourself back and not opening up your heart and operating from your heart and not seeing things that are coming towards you because you're stuck on these things from the past that didn't work out. This is more about, things not working out, not being not bringing you joy and happiness and celebration, and needing to, again, gain a new perspective, to gain some enlightenment. So needing to accept that, things aren't always going to work out the way that we hoped, but that doesn't mean that, everything that we've wanted isn't already on the horizon. Because the thing of it is, when something doesn't work out, it shows us what we don't want. And that contrast is what brings us what we do want. Knowing what we don't want is how we bring in what we do want. And we would never know that if we didn't try things and see. So needing to accept that things aren't always going to work out. And while it's okay to experience that and to grieve and go through the process of feeling the emotions that come with that, you don't want to get hardened. You don't want to get stuck there, because it's going to suck the life out of you. And the way to bring yourself back to life is by opening up your heart and refusing to let that destroy you or to make you cold. Yesterday's message was called Choose Your Own Adventure. There is another adventure waiting for you when you're ready. Let's get some guidance messages. Guidance, please. Beautiful Uncaging. Guidance, please. A higher view. We got two more. Let It Go and Time Machine. So I'm really drawn to how similar these two cards are. Beautiful Uncaging and radical acceptance. So, this says to me that through this radical acceptance of what is, and like we talked about, things aren't always going to work out the way that we thought they would, but doesn't mean that there's not something better that, is going to be even better for us. Things, I hear this all the time, and it's really true. Rejection is God's protection. It's redirection. When you can operate in faith and have, spirit or the universe or God as your guide, you can trust that when something doesn't work out, it's because it wasn't for your best and highest good. And there's something else that's even better, even if it was something that was okay. That can be even harder to accept at times, but it means that there's something better for you, something that's meant for you, meant for your growth, meant for your increased happiness and abundance, and setting your heart free and on fire. Because, who wants to live a mediocre life? Wouldn't you rather just be on fire and living from a place of passion? And then we get the higher view. We talked about with the Hanged Man needing to gain some enlightenment, and this is that. And it's interesting because this week I had in my own meditation for, a personal situation, I realized that I had become, super hyper focused on something, and I had to zoom back out. And, I think Wayne Dyer was the one that said, when you change the way that you look at things, the things you look at change. And it's very true. We can become hyperfixated on something or overanalyzing something or, seeing it through one particular lens. And it's important for us to challenge our own, thoughts and beliefs about things and viewpoints, because a lot of times those things are filtered, as I said yesterday, through our own experiences, things from the past that may have hurt us, old programming, old wounds, maybe fresh wounds, and not being able to see clearly. And, the moment that I zoomed out from this particular thing, my whole perspective shifted in such a healing way. And, it is enabling me to show up differently in my own life in a way that I feel more empowered. I feel more clear. I feel more calm. I feel more at ease. And so I think that's what this is calling for. Whenever you feel like that, you just feel that tension, like your mind is racing or ruminating on something, try to zoom out and gain a broader perspective. Look at it from another angle. Challenge what you're thinking and what you're seeing. Try to see it from another perspective. And we also get let it go. Which, when you're talking about radical acceptance, you have to just let go. Let go and let God. I mean, all of these little sayings that we hear all the time, seem so cliche, but if you can look at them in the context of a situation that you're in, they often become very profound and true. And truly, the way to free ourselves from, pain and the mental things that we get stuck in is really to just let it go. Just accept it as what it is. Doesn't mean that it's, okay. I mean, whatever, how, what I mean. It doesn't mean that it's not going to hurt or any of that, but, making a conscious choice to continually let go, releases its grip on you. And that's how you're going to be able to move forward and free yourself and open up your heart again. And we get Time Machine. I'm going to read that one from the book. It's number 3. That's any significance to you. I'm not sure why I thought to call that out, but we rely on stories we inherit from our ancestors, our families, our culture, and the world around us to construct a map of our reality. As we develop new stories in life, we build on those old foundations, repair them when we can, or tear them down to begin again. The best and most powerful traits and experiences of our ancestors are yours to integrate into your life, so you don't have to revisit their hardships or rectify their mistakes. You have a magical map with which to navigate your current circumstances. Look to the past for answers now. Ask yourself, in this situation, what can I learn from those who came before me? What traits can I emulate in order to move through this challenge with wisdom? How can I build on what I already know and integrate this understanding? What might I do differently? Sometimes you walk blindly into traps set in the past. Perhaps you couldn't see that you were repeating a pattern until you were well in it. The best course of action here is to rest, practice self-compassion, and make a conscious choice to do something differently next time. Clarity will come. Remember that if you do what you always did, you'll get what you always got. History repeats itself only if you allow it. The most important thing is that you are becoming aware. You can make a different choice regarding how you respond to life right now. Yes, things can be awkward and uncomfortable as old hurts are revealed and new solutions are attempted. The time is ripe for change, so keep going. Every step is important. Allies will rally, but in the end, you are the one you've been searching for. One day you will remember how your beautiful new story was just around the corner. Yeah, I love that. Like I said, seeing things from a new perspective, challenging your old ways of doing things. This talked about ancestral wisdom. There's two sides to that coin. There's generational trauma and patterns that we often carry with us, but there's also ancestral wisdom that we have access to. And, having the discernment about that and how to apply it. But yeah, I mean, you have the opportunity at any moment to change the story, to rewrite the story and do things differently, and to learn from the past situations, and to understand that, often situations that we thought were going to go a certain way that don't, they were there to teach us a lesson, to help us grow, to become the next level of ourselves, to move towards our highest self and become the best version of ourselves. And while that may be extremely uncomfortable and challenging, it's worth the work, because it's what's going to free us and allow us to live the life that we always dreamed of. So that's what I have for today. I truly appreciate you, and I hope that this message resonated. Please, feel free to leave a comment in the comment box. I'd love to hear your thoughts, what your experiences are. But I will leave you here for today, and I hope you have a wonderful day.